Aging and death are a natural part of life, but it's super scary and overwhelming. In fact, 87% of Americans have a fear of getting old, and all of the participants, as in yes, 100%, of a small study that was conducted in 2020 had a fear of dying and the process of dying. In this video, I'm gonna forge through the awkward topic that we don't always embrace in our conversations in hopes that it'll help you or someone you know accept and make peace with these fears. Watch until the end to learn some techniques that may help you or someone you know overcome your fears and live a fuller life. Hi, I'm Cyn Meyer, the founder of Second Wind Movement and a life coach for older adults who are striving to make the most out of their retirement. And having worked with hundreds of older adults, I understand how much of an obstacle fears can be. The fear of not living up to expectations, the fear of taking risks, of change, of retirement, and the fears of the future. At the root, it's uncomfortable because it means you no longer have control and you're entering the unknown, which falls right in line with the fear of getting older and the fear of death. If these fears go on unchecked, it can really hold a power over you and make you freeze in every aspect of your life. But it doesn't have to. So before heading into our 6 tips today, let's uproot the why of these 2 fears so that you can embrace the tips better. Starting with why we're afraid of getting older. For some, it's a fear of the physical changes that come with aging. For others, it's the fear of losing their independence and becoming a burden on their loved ones. And for many, it's the fear of death itself. According to Pew Research, the expectations of younger and middle-aged adults don't match the reality of older adults. For instance, 57% of 16 to 64-year-olds expect memory loss, whereas only 25% of older adults who are 65 plus experience it. You can also see there's another big discrepancy in loneliness. As you look into these challenges of aging, the reality of old age is a lot better than younger people expect, which just goes to show that society sees old age as something undesirable and something to be afraid of, which is also a form of ageism, and it adds to the mental and social discrimination against older people, so we need to flip this around. An inspiring 92-year-old Annabelle, who's our oldest and super amazing Rewire My Retirement student, the youngest being 50, her being the oldest at 92, as she said, "I'm convinced that we all need to get over the idea that age is a disease. Old age can be a beautiful time if you're mentally, emotionally, and spiritually prepared for it." And then what about the fear of death? Death is the greatest unknown, and fear of the unknown is a super powerful emotion. We don't know what happens after we die, so it's natural to be afraid of something that we just don't fully understand. We also fear death because it represents the end of our life as we know it. We're all afraid of all the things that we'll never get to see, do, and experience, and death is final, and that is scary. For some people, the fear of aging is closely linked to the fear of death, of course, and they may feel like they're running out of time and will never accomplish everything that they want in life. In a study, when older adults were asked about death and anxieties, they had a lot to share. Among the top fears about death are worries that death deprives you of someone near and dear to you, fears about getting cancer, fears of getting a serious disease, which makes sense, right? To fear this big, ugly idea in your head of the unknown and to make both aging and death out to be the worst in your head. To help you embrace the journey ahead, here are 6 tips on overcoming the fear of aging and death. First, you can educate yourself about what to expect as you age. There's a lot of misinformation out there about getting older, which is why I do what I do. So it's important to separate fact from fiction. Just because you're getting older doesn't mean that you're automatically going to be frail, sick, and unable to enjoy life. There are stereotypes out there. I always advise, whenever fear pops up, go inward. It's important to remember that everyone ages differently. If someone you know is experiencing health problems or declining mental faculties, that doesn't mean that it'll happen to you. Everyone ages at their own pace, so try not to compare yourself to others. Not to mention, there's increasing research uncovering the deep impact of trauma, stress, lifestyle, and mental state on the way that you heal and age. regardless of your family history and your genetic makeup, which means there are solutions and actions that you can take. For instance, one study has proven that the more negative your perceptions of aging are, the more likely it is that you'll experience death anxiety. And that anxiety releases stress hormones like cortisol, which further prevent you from healing. So as unpopular or not fun as it sounds, it's worth educating yourself about aging and dying. As you age, it's only natural to start thinking more about your mortality. Which brings us to tip number 2. Talk about your fears with someone that you trust. This can help you better understand what's specifically causing your fear and how to deal with it. Simply put, verbalizing your emotions lowers their intensity. A study revealed that simply labeling your emotions as fear or anger can help you cope. Also, when you keep fear to yourself, it's more large and daunting. But when you talk about it with someone else, that can help you put things into clearer perspective. And just getting them out in the open can help you feel better too, rather than bottling them up in the unknown darkness that your body hangs on to. And this next tip is my favorite one of the best ways to combat your fear of aging and death. Number 3 is live in the present moment and reap the benefits of mindfulness. Mindfulness is a buzzword for a reason. When you're focused on 100% right now, it's difficult to worry about things that haven't happened yet. Plus, this practice of being totally present and mindful completely widens your sense of peace, which in and of itself eases your fear around death. Try to take notice of the small details in your life and savor the good moments and things that are simply grounding to you. It brings to light how important it is to stay active and engaged as you age. When you're in an awakened conscious state, in other words, mindful of the present moment, you're more likely to make choices and do things that make you feel good, whether it's spending time with friends, exercising, pursuing a hobby or a passion project, or helping other people in retirement, which can help you feel youthful and alive. And that makes it easier to do our next tip, which is practice gratitude. Gratitude has been shown to be one of the most powerful emotions that you can feel. It has the ability to shift your perspectives and make you feel more positive about your life instantaneously. And this affects your anxieties about death. In fact, in one study, the participants in the control group were told to focus on grateful events or other important events in life. The results showed that gratitude significantly lessens death anxiety due to a sense that life has been well lived. Whether you keep a gratitude journal or express it to other people, it's easier to let go of fears and anxieties when you're grateful for what you have. We are such advocates of taking time each day to express gratitude to help you see a positive change in your life and in your attitude towards aging and death that we created a free gratitude journal linked in the description below this video to help make this a super doable process. And tip number 5, the fear of aging and death can be actually used as motivation to lead a healthier lifestyle or the lifestyle that you always wanted. If you're afraid of death, then use that fear to live a life that is as healthy as possible. Eat right, exercise, and take care of your body and your mind. And you can use it as motivation to make every moment count. And it goes beyond the physical stuff too. It can serve as a reminder to live your life to the fullest and appreciate all that you have. Research shows that being aware of your mortality and thinking about death can promote positive changes in your life, where you're adding purpose and meaning and cherishing the time that you have with your loved ones. These are the things that will truly matter in the end anyway, so make them count. And finally, number 6, leaving a legacy. It's one of the best ways to get over your fear of aging and death. It gives you something to live for and look forward to. And when you have a legacy, you're not just living for yourself, you're living for future generations and the life that ripples beyond your own lifetime. Your life, in essence, exists beyond your own physical years as a living human. As Banksy said, they say you die twice. One time when you stop breathing, and a second time a bit later on when somebody says your name for the last time. As for choosing the kind of legacy that you want to leave, dig deep to extract the things that you've always wanted to do. Creating your legacy can be as simple as leaving behind a positive impact on the world for just one person or for millions. It doesn't have to be big or grandiose for everyone. And in fact, the smaller scale that you go, the more impact that you'll have. As always, we recommend going inward to follow your own unique passions and purpose, and to pay attention to that internal spark that naturally energizes you. This is how you make the biggest difference, because it's truly up to you to decide what you want your legacy to be. If you're afraid of getting old and never accomplishing your dreams, then use that fear to push yourself to achieve those dreams. Go after your goals with everything that you've got, because no matter what you do, your legacy will live on long after you're gone, which is something to be proud of. To find more peace and overcome the fears of aging and death, the recapped steps that you can take right now. Number 1, knowledge is power. You fear the unknown, so educate yourself and learn as much as you can. Number 2, talk about it. Diminish your fears by openly talking about them with loved ones. Number 3, focus on the present, which keeps you away from dwelling on what may or may not happen in the future. Number 4, practice gratitude. Focusing on what's good in your life now obliterates fears of any kind. Number 5, use it as motivation to achieve and live your ideal retirement life. Number 6, create a legacy. Live on and continue to help others after you're physically gone. The main takeaway is that while aging and death are inevitable, there's a way to take back your power from these fears. The present moment is it. What's important is how you live your life now and taking it where you want as you age and approach the end of life. I am sending you so much love. Please share this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to comment, share, and subscribe. It helps us do our job better of creating the right content and helping this important community of older adults who are living their best life. And if you want help living your best retirement life and unlocking more passion and purpose, we've got you covered. Just check out our links in the description below. It is truly my mission to help you make the most of today and build a retirement life that you're truly happy with. So thank you so much for watching. We need more people like you. I will see you in the next video.